in the homeopathic point of view and in the medicinal knowledge as well. Why such tongues are present and what could be the features and what could be the symptoms and what the deficiency and how we can correlate with homeopathic medicines. So that is what today's our session. The session is look and prescribe the tongue edition with homeopathic center presents you this remedy. So first remedy today, it is Simsifugula, the pointed tongue. So in almost all the patients of this Simsifugula, that is Actia racemosa, they have this key confirmatory of pointed tongue. So what are the causes of this pointed tongue generally? One is allergies or infections. This can trigger the swelling in your mouth and certain autoimmune disorders as well, like sarcoidosis, Sojourner syndrome, which causes chronic inflammation in the body. So to diagnose, if you get a patient with pointed tongue, try to understand what are the diseases behind it. That could be the possibility of having autoimmune diseases in these patients with allergic and infections. And one of the key indications that is in dehydration as well. When you don't drink enough water, your tongue can swell. The other thing is sleep apnea. This can lead to fluid buildup in your tongue. In smoking, when chronic smokers, it dries up, it dries out and irritates your mouth, which may lead to this symptom of pointed tongue there. And teeth grinding and jaw clenching is the habits that makes the tongue very much biting with the tongue, and that gives the indication of these pointed tongues. So here you see, suppose if you get a case of Simsifigura racemosa with pointed tongue and you have prescribed it, but if you cannot able to understand the causes of pointed tongue, that could cure into the understanding of obstacles from the cure. From the medicinal point of view, that is one of the symptoms for obstacle for cure in homeopathic medicines. That is what Stuart Claus has exactly mentioned the obstacles for cure in the medicine, in the patient, and some other factors that indicates for this obstacle for cure that you need to understand, right? And Simsifigura racemosa, I will tell you with pointed tongue, the key confirmatory symptoms, how you can prescribe this remedy is one is pointed tongue, and they have the rheumatism of belly muscles, and this is a wonderful remedy which acts on ovarian uterine action. Ovarious and uterus action is seen in this remedy, that is Simsifigura racemosa. And this remedy comes very, very close to Staphysagria ignitia and nitromune, like ill effects of disappointment of love, ill effects of insult, humiliated, you can see in this remedy. And you can prescribe in where the action of ovarious and uterine action is involved. This remedy works wonders. And it's a wonderful remedy for female action as well. So coming to the next, that is posteriorly coated tongue. So if you find the indication of posteriorly coated tongue, the remedy you can think in homeopathic point of view is Merck iodophilus. And I will tell you, this is a beautiful remedy. It's a beautiful remedy for right-sided tonsils. If you get a patient having right-sided tonsils, recurrent right-sided tonsils, and there is no indication to prescribe, you can think of this remedy, Merck iodophilus. The other remedy, which is left-sided tonsil with very recurrent from the same family, the remedy is Merck iodoruber. Merck iodoruber. And this Merck iodophilus is a wonderful remedy for glandular swellings, for glandular swellings, and even for the mammary tumors, mammary breast tumors. This remedy has given indications there. With posterior coating of tongue, you can see in this remedy. And there is wonderful indication to this remedy is thyroid, and thyroid pains occur especially before menses in this remedy, that is Merck iodophilus. And what are the causes for this posterior coated tongue here? One is poor and oral hygienic is lost in this. So that's why they develop these type of features of tongue. A lot of smoking and chewing of tobacco you can see in this remedy. Drinking more than one alcoholic beverages daily, which leads to dehydration. So whenever you are about to prescribe this remedy for a right-sided tonsils patient, ask them to avoid the causes of this. Ask them to avoid drinking alcohol. Ask them to maintain hygienic of the mouth. And taking antibiotics, they can cause yeast infection inside your mouth. Eating of diet with shortage of fruits or vegetables and an excess of soft foods, that can be one of the indication for posterior coated tongue in these Merck iode remedies. And here you see differentiation. In Marcayote, we can see posterior coating of tongue. At the same time, this remedy has a different tongue as well that is coated thick yellow at the base. Coated thickly yellow at the base. So coming to the sphere of action, as I said, it's a wonderful remedy for right-sided tonsils. Comes very close to lycopodium, very close to lycopodium from right, and that shifts to the left. Like lycopodium, like side affinity, you can see in this remedy. And memories tumors action of Marcayote works wonders, and almost all like hard tumors like calcarea floor you can see in this remedy. Next, coming to the next remedy here, mouth cracks, fissures, directions in all. The two remedies, the high grade remedies, that is fluoric acid and nitric acid, you can see in this remedy. So what are the causes for these fissures, which is direction in the all or the cracked fissures in the tongue especially? First one, the indication for this cause is atopic dermatitis or eczema. And the fungal infections and the yeast infections you can see in this remedy. Drooping during sleep, the saliva is drooping during sleep, that could be the one of the cause for these cracked tongues there. And a lot of fungal and yeast infections in the mouth, such as thrush. That's what we have done. Like nitric acid is a wonderful remedy for patients who have taken excess of antibiotics and they develop diarrhea, right? For this excess of taking antibiotics, that could be the cause for these skin cracks, for these mouth cracked. Lot of skin allergies you can see in this remedy, right? So coming to the fluoric acid, it's a wonderful remedy for hair fall, especially after typhoid. If you get a case of hair fall with a lot of after typhoid, you can think of this remedy, fluoric acid. And if this is not at all helping in your cases, you can think of one more remedy, that is thallium metallicum. It works wonders in hair fall after any acute illness or any influenza attack. After they develop hair falls, think of the remedy thallium metallicum in low potency 6C 30C. You can give it as intercurrent with your constitutional medicine, fluoric acid and thallium met there. And the other remedy you can think of is manzanilla, which you can refer from Boric Metromedica. Here he writes like hair fall after acute illness. It was written exactly there. And manzanilla. I'll tell you manzanilla. We are discussing, and manzanilla is a wonderful remedy for large blister formations in the skin. If you get a case with lot of large blisters, think of the remedy manzanilla. So coming to nitric acid, we all know it's a beautiful remedy for hemorrhoids, fissures, and piles, right? With a lot of burning and knife-like cutting and stitching pains, you can see in nitric acid, right? If nitric acid fails to act, the next remedy you can think of is ratania. Ratania comes very close to nitric acid, especially in this fissure in the anus and hemorrhoidal pains with a lot of burning like fire, comes very close to arsenic in the burning state. If nitric acid and ratania fails to act, right, then the other remedy works wonders, that is sedum acre. Sedum acre. There with this nitric acid and the ratania and sedum acre. But in nitric acid, the fissures, the tongue is cracked and in almost all directions. That is key to prescribe this remedy. And they are very sympathetic like causticum, very sympathetic like phosphorus. At the same time, they are too much revengeful to the enemy whom or he or she thinking that he or she is an enemy. They go for revengeful like heparsulf. They even have the desire to kill them. Such a revengeful remedy is nitric acid. In revengeful state, this remedy comes very close to heparsulf. Very close to heparsulf. Is it clear? Are you all getting it? Or am I going fast? And is my voice is audible? Please do text fast. Fine, fine. Okay, okay. I'll be a little slower. I think you need not to make any notes. This will be uploaded very soon, after a week or 1 week after the editing. We'll be uploading the YouTube as well. So coming to the next remedy, that is vanished tongue, that is pyrogenum. So we all know pyrogenum is a beautiful remedy for chronic fevers, especially in ICU emergency cases. Pyrogenum works wonders where the temperature is not at all coming down. The temperature is at 101, 102, 103, even giving a lot of antibiotics. Patient is not at all responding. Think of pyrogenum. Frequent repetition works wonders there. And why this pyrogenum or this varnish tongue, the causes from the medicine point of view, the one of the most indicated is dehydration and dry mouth. So saliva is your mouth natural cleaning agent. It helps to wash away the food debris and bacteria. When you don't drink enough water, your saliva produces decreases, leading to dry mouth. This make it much easier for white coating to form. So dry mouth is also known as xerostoma, can also be caused by certain medications, medical conditions, or even breathing through your mouth at night. Understand this. So that's why drinking of water is very much essential for us. Taking enough amount of water is so much essential. The next cause here is smoking and alcoholic use. Both smoking and excess alcohol consumption are irritants to the mouth. They can lead to dehydration and create a dry environment that is conducive to bacterial overgrowth and also cause a whitish tongue. So whitish tongue is antimonium crude, right? Generally as homeopathic point of view. And quitting these habits is one of the best way to improve the oral health. So these precautions you need to prescribe, you need to tell the patient if you get such type of symptoms, such type of tongue presentation in your clinics. And pyrogenum is a wonderful remedy for this varnish tongue. At the same time, in fever cases, this works wonders. And it comes very close to like pyrogenum, like coldness, baptisha and arnica, like soreness in the pains. It is antiseptic remedy. Almost all in bacterial infections, you can think of pyrogenum. Coming to the next remedy, cancer of tongue, Kali cyanitum. And I will tell you, Kali cyanitum is a beautiful remedy for cancer of tongues. For cancer of tongue. In almost all the repertories, if you refer for cancer of tongue, Kali cyanitum is a high-grade remedy there. High-grade remedy. And what are the causes for this? Generally, we know tobacco use, smoking cigars, like lot of chronic cigarette smoking, and pipes significantly increase the risk of developing the tongue cancer. Chewing of tobacco, this form of tobacco use is also a major risk factor, right? Kali cyanitum for cancer of tongue, you think of this remedy. And there are some other remedies in homeopathic point of view, cancer of tongue and their indications we need to understand. It is not just if you get a cancer of tongue, you just prescribe Kali cyanitum or you just prescribe Protalus, you just prescribe muriatic acid. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Never find when you never find any particular symptoms, any totalities of symptoms, try to depend on these remedies. These remedies. First remedy in cancer of tongue, we discussed Kali cyanitum. The Kali cyanitum, like Kali, like mind state, you need to have anxiety for health, anxiety for family, anxiety for his worries, a lot of anxious about his health. If that is the indication there, you can think of this remedy. And coming to the next remedy, that is Crotalus horridus. It's a snake remedy, Sea of tongue with a lot of hemorrhagic tendency, you can think of there. Muriatic acid is a wonderful remedy for cancer of tongue, but that tongue should be bluish, and on the tongue, muriatic acid has a symptom that is hard lumps is present in the tongue. Hard lumps is present there, like calcarea floor. Aurum muriaticum. Aurum muriaticum, sea of tongue with warts on the tongue and having aurum like state, like suicidal tendencies. Aurum like state, you can see there. The one of the beautiful remedy that is Kondurango. In CA of tongue, Kondurango works wonders. And this remedy has two sphere of actions in the cancer of tongue. Other thing in the same remedy is cancer of esophagus. Kondurango has cancer of tongue and cancer of esophagus and cancer of stomach. But the indication to prescribe here is they have cracks at the corners of the mouth. They have cracks at the corners of the mouth. You can think of Kondurango. The other beautiful remedy is Galapium apare for sea of tongue. Next, Spigelia. Generally, we never think of this remedy, right? Spigelia. It has exactly written this sentence, which was taken from Fatak Metrometa. See this. Fatak, sir writes, took away the pains of cancer of tongue. Spigelia took away the pain of cancer of tongue like citrus vulgaris. Like citrus vulgaris. So in patients of any cancerous conditions, patient having a lot of pains and you have prescribed some remedies, it is not at all helping, especially in the pain section. Think of the Spigelia. The other remedy you can think of is Hydrastis. Hydrastis canadensis. It will be coming to the next slide. Spigelia and Hydrastis canadensis works wonders there. Here I did not mention one more remedy for cancer of tongue is conium, especially at the old age, with lot of alcoholic history, with lot of chronic smoking history. We can think of the remedy that is conium there. That is hydrastis. Indented yellow tongue is hydrastis. Right, and I said hydrastis is also a beautiful remedy for relief of cancerous pains. This has cancerous like tendency, cancerous like diathesis you can see in hydrastis remedy. And it's a beautiful remedy, for any thick yellowish discharges, especially in the respiratory complaints, thick lot of thickish rupee discharges you can see, like kali bichromicum. So in cases of kali bichromicum, you have prescribed kali bichromicum with the symptoms of thick yellow rupee discharges with a lot of respiratory complaints, and kali bichromicum is not at all helping, then think of the remedy hydrastis canadensis. And hydrastis canadensis is a wonderful remedy for bronchiectasis in old age people, comes very close to hypoxanum, comes very close to ammoniacum. Ammoniacum and hypoxanum and hydrastis. Bronchiectasis in old aged people. It has antiemtot like symptoms, but antiemtot is more of prescribed for babies, for adults, but not at the old age people. Lot of rattling in the chest and wheezing in the chest you can see in hydrastis. And I will tell you, hydrastis patient, one of the key confirmatory to prescribe hydrastis is they are aversion to vegetables. If they eat any vegetables, they go into the state of indigestion, stomach complaints, gastrointestinal is affected, and they are worse from bread, like almost all the nitrums. So why this indentation of yellow tongue? You can see what are the medicine point of view. One is buildup of dead skin cells. This is the most common cause where dead skin cells accumulate on the tongue surface. Lot of poor oral hygienic you can see, inadequate brushing, cleaning of the tongue can leads to yellowing. Dehydration, that is dry mouth, smoking and tobacco use. So everywhere this tobacco, dehydration and this oral hygienic runs in almost all the sphere of actions to cause the different appearances in the tongue, the abnormality of tongues. Coming to the mapped tongue, we all know nitramur is a high grade remedy for mapped tongues, right? See, this is beautiful interlink you can understand here. And nitramur is a wonderful remedy for eczema, especially behind the ears. It was written people with eczema, and for psoriasis if it is indicated, right? People with airborne allergies. That is what nitramur has recurrent chronic infections like tuberculum in infants and childs. People with diabetes, particularly type 1 diabetes, people with reactive arthritis, women who use oral contraceptives, people with vitamin deficiency include zinc, iron, folic acid, vitamin B6 and B12. And nitramur has this recurrent mouth ulcers that indicates the mapped tongue, and that indicates the nitramur patient have some vitamin C deficiencies in their body. Peoples with fissure tongue is a condition that causes deep grooves or wrinkles on your tongue. People dealing with emotional stress. Now you interlink this emotional stress with nitramur from the homeopathic point of view. It's beautiful picture. It's a beautiful picture. Elements from disappointed love, reserved, bottled up emotions, lot of grief. That is nitramur. This all is going to indicate a mapped tongue. This picture is going to indicate the exact constitution of nitramur. Generally, we have studied why nitramur mapped tongue. Chalo, bas, what could be the reason behind that? From other point of views, from medicine point of view, try to interlink. You will get a beautiful picture there. This is what the toxicology of homeopathic point of view. Understanding the remedies, their toxicology source, and their appearances. That's why due to this emotional stress, nitramur is emaciated, thin, depressed, melancholic. Next, clean tongue, ipecac. We all know very clean tongue is ipecac. And ipecac is a wonderful remedy for rattling and nausea feeling. Lot of vomiting, cannot relieve by vomiting is ipecac. With skin complaints, itching with nausea, you can think this remedy. Scratches until he vomits. And this is a beautiful remedy for asthma accomplished by skin diseases, asthma and with skin diseases. And ipecac has antiemtot like respiratory symptoms, a lot of rattling, wheezing, bronchiectasis you can see in this remedy with clean tongue. with clean tongue. That is a clear indication of this remedy. And it is a thirstless remedy. Coming to the next remedy, blue color tongue. Gymnocladus canadensis. Blue color tongue, very rare, and in whole Metro America, only one remedy, blue color tongue, that is Gynomlactoclaridensis. So why this blue color tongue? Due to cyanosis, due to poor circulation, due to dietary factors and medication side effects. This you need to understand. Cyanosis, a lack of oxygen in the blood, which can be due to various health conditions. Poor circulation reduces blood flow, can lead to insufficient oxygen to deliver to the tongue. Dietary factors, certain foods and drinks can temporarily color the tongue blue, and medication side effects that causes this blue color of the tongue. And about this remedy, there is not much known about this remedy from any Metro Americas, but it has written for the headaches. Most probably it has action in the headaches and especially of this blue tongue, and it has one key symptom, that is formication on the face. Like on the face there is a lot of insect crawling like sensation you can see in this remedy, and not much clinically known about this remedy from different Metro Americas as well. Next, coming to white furry tongue, that is Kalimur, right? Kalimur. We all know Kalimur is a beautiful remedy, and it's a wonderful remedy, I'll tell you, especially in chronic deafness cases. Chronic deafness cases, you can think of this remedy, Kalimur, and it is a second stage of inflammation and comes very close to calcareous sulfuricum in the third stage of inflammation there. Now we are discussing about the ear, right? Kalimur about ear. I'll tell you three more remedies which works wonders in acute deafness or chronic deafness with otitis media. One is calendula for acute hearing. The other remedy is thiocininum. The other remedy is manganum acetatum. And manganum acetatum has whole sphere of action, especially in the ear complaints. If you get a case of ear symptoms, completely ear picture, and you're not at all understanding what remedy to be prescribed there, you are confused with nitromur, you are confused with so and so remedies, but it has especially action in the ears. You can give manganum acetatum in low potency. It works wonders. It has complete action on the ear pathology. The remedy is manganum acetatum. You can read from wording there. Coming to Kalimur, it has enlarged joints, especially after acute rheumatism. I'll tell you, Kalimur has been used for the prophylactic in jaundice from one of the great masters from S.P. Kopikar's books. And Sir has mentioned Kalimur can be used for prophylactic in jaundice cases. Right? Catarrhal otitis media, it is Kalimur with chronic deafness. Kalimur, hunger disappears after drinking water. That is the key symptom to prescribe Kalimur is hunger disappears after drinking water. How beautiful symptom is this? This is the PQRS. This is the characteristic symptom of Kalimur. And Kalimur, here you see Kali like anxiety for family, anxiety for health, worries, muretic like elements, disappointed, melancholic, sadness. That picture you can see in Kalimur state. Coming to the next, psoriasis of tongue. Psoriasis of tongue, that is castor equi. Actually, not much known about this pathology of medicine from medicine point of view as well. We have searched some remedies like some books like APK, Harrison's. We are not at all finding why this cause for the psoriasis of tongue actually. So the cause of psoriasis is not known, but there is a genetical link. That doesn't mean you will get it if others in your family have it, but it doesn't mean you have slightly higher risk for developing psoriasis than most people. Psoriasis also involves an overreactive immune system response. In some people, flare-ups seems to be caused by specific triggers such as emotional stress, illness, and injuries. These you need to understand. So I did one of the beautiful case of chronic psoriasis of 8 years. He has gone through almost all the doctors, specialists, skin dermatologists, skin research laboratories, and homeopathic as well. Uh, Patient has never improved, but he has improved with me in 8 months of the period. The skin case is completely on the back, full of psoriasis, completely back. Within 8 months, patient has improved well Wonderfully. That cases I'm collecting, and I'm writing one ebook as well. Will be posted there of before after pics and the patient testimonies as well. So psoriasis, if you get any skin complaints, try to understand the emotional stress behind that. What is the cause? What has happened exactly? And how's the picture is there? Who is the patient in front of you? The way he talks, the way he gestures, the way he sits. What was the background of his family history? What was the background of his childhood history? There is one rubric from synthesis. I still remember from synthesis. Go to skin eruptions, psoriasis, after grief or suppressed emotions with psoriasis. Single remedy staphysagria. Single remedy from synthesis. Skin eruption psoriasis after suppressed emotions. Single remedy staph. So this, you see, the mind linking, the mind and the pathology is very important in almost all these cases, right? I did one more case as well, alopecia areata. Today only I got the follow-up of the patient of alopecia areata with constitutional prescription. Patient has improved beautifully within 3 months. These autoimmune disorders or the psoriasis, the modern medicine doesn't have any scope. As a homeopath, we need to crack such cases. Then we can master homeopathy very well. To master it, try to understand the emotional stress factors for every patient, especially of skin complaints. I'm especially stressing about skin complaints. Try to understand the background picture. Who is he or who is she? What she or he went through, childhood history, how she is now, how is the emotions, what is the fear background. Coming to the next remedy, painful pimples on the tip of the tongue. Only one remedy, that is Bufurana. And Bufurana is a wonderful remedy for excess masturbation. A lot of sexual indolences you can see in this remedy. A lot of lavishious thoughts you can see. It comes very close to staphysagria in sexual masturbation, restlessness, manipulative like tarantula, shyness, and like shyness in like Barretta carp. It's a mixture of this mixture of almost all these remedies, that is Bufurana. I'll tell you how to understand Bufurana. I made one post. I'll just post it, but I'll tell you one clinical tip, and you need to understand this very beautifully. Try to go from Fatak repertory, search in the app, or if you have a book, there is one rubric that is called Bad Inheritance. Bad Inheritance. Single remedy Bufurana. Single remedy. That single remedy of bad inheritance for Bufurana will tell you the whole picture how Bufurana is. How Bufurana is. Morally lost, no ethics, indolence, solitude, desire for masturbation, lot of sexuality, lot of manipulative, lot of suspicious, lot of jealous like spider group of remedies, comes very close to tarantula. It's a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful picture of Buforana. And for this painful pimple of the tip of the tongue, the major causes is oral ulcers, paralysis of tongue you can see in this remedy with lapping and motions of the tongue. In Bufu, you can see paralysis of tongue as well. Coming to the next remedy, mouth abscess, suppurations of tongue. Only remedy Merck Sol. And Merck Sol is a huge remedy that is syphilitic, right? To discuss Merck Sol, 1 hour session is much needed for Merck Sol. So how this mouth abscess is occurred, right? A mouth abscess is a localized infection. That's why Merck Sol has bad mouth smell. Bad smell from the mouth. The breathing is too bad and lot of salivation you can see. Actually, I did one case of a skin case. Actually, the patient has here one itching of whitish like discoloration, which is not at all going. He was a child of 10 years, I think exactly. And patient, while speaking, it is so much of bad smell. I got it. Just I prescribed Merxol, and he has improved very well with the skin complaints. So that is key indication for Merxol actually. The mouth abscess is localized infection that can occur in the gums or teeth, leading to accumulation of pus. Common symptoms include severe pain, swelling, redness in the affected area, as well as possibly fever and bad breath. That is what bad breath is Merck. The main causes are tooth decay, gum disease, or injury to the mouth. I'll tell you one clinical indication. While reading Fatak Metromedica, I got this eye affections in those who work in foundries. Foundries is nothing but a company where they manufacture the metals, they mold the metals under a lot of huge temperatures, right? They make into one shape. So such thing, such work is called foundries. Such work is called fonderies. So if you get an occupation of that and he has eye affections, you can think of Merck's or single remedy. Merck's or single remedy. Next, mouth apathy, tongue tip like bryonia, lachesis, and hemimelis. Dry mucous membrane is dry, bryonia, and bryonia is a beautiful remedy for rheumatism, right? We all know. And fear of poverty, you can see business talks of bryonia patient. Like suppose how bryonia patient talks about this business. Doctor, na, I'm suffering with so and so complaint. You cure me. If you cure me, na, my whole street, na, I'll bring them. I'll bring them to you. But you first cure me. This is business talks of. This is business talks of. And he has lot of fear of poverty, like sorinum and like calcarea floor. Lot of dry mucous membrane you can see in bryonia, right? And they craves for lemonade juices. Almost all the patients of bryonia craves for lemonade juices. Lachesis, a lot of jealous, lot of suspicious, very miss beautiful ladies. Patient comes into the clinic with almost all very beautifully dressed up, beautiful sari, matching earrings, matching bangles, matching ticklies, everything very neat, beautifully dressed, having lipsticks. That is lachesis. That is the indication to prescribe lachesis. I will answer almost all your doubts at the end. Please keep in the chat box. I will surely answer your doubts. Hemimillus, right? Hemimillus is a beautiful remedy again here. And this remedy comes very close to phosphorus, especially in the mind state. Especially in the mind state for self-respect, like hemimillus. Like phosphorus, right? And why this mouth up of tongue tip, right? One is mechanical irritation, injuries caused by breeze, dentures, or sharp-edged foods. Stress factors, psychological stress and emotional strain, hormonal changes like pregnancy and puberties, nutritional deficiency is one of the cause there, food intolerance, certain foods such as citrus, fruits, and tomatoes and nuts. And especially here you see in autoimmune diseases, Becher's disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, celiac diseases as triggers for this recurrent mouth ulcers. For this recurrent mouth ulcers. These you need to rule out and medications of some modern medicine side effects. Next, mouth apathy bleeds easily, very bleeds easily, like borax. Borax is one remedy, and this same picture comes like mechanical irritation as well from the medicine point of view. The same runs due to this bleeding of mouth easily, right? Borax is one remedy, and borax is a beautiful remedy for pila pylonica, like hairs, very tangled pila pylonica. You can think of borax there. It's a beautiful remedy there. And borax is a wonderful remedy for patients whose seizures, if they cut any instrumental seizures, that instrumental printing will be there on the hands or on the palms. You can think of borax there again. Trembling tongue. Patient, if ask the patient to take the tongue up and it started trembling like this. So the trembling tongue gelsemium. Now this indicates how beautifully gelsemium you need to read. If you read from like Boric or any Metro Medica, it writes muscles doesn't obey their will. Now this clinical indication or this indication of homeopathic point of view that muscles doesn't obey their will indicate the trembling tongue of gelsemium. He cannot able to control the trembling of tongue due to muscles doesn't obey their will. That is gelsemium. That is key confirmatory of gelsemium. A lot of drowsiness, dullness, ill effects of the influenza like Lycopersicum esculentum, like tomato remedy, right? And muscles doesn't obey their will like Astrius rubens, which is a wonderful remedy for breast cancers. It also has the symptom that muscles doesn't obey their will, is gelsemium. Trembling of tongue can stem from variety of neurological and systematic conditions. One of the most common causes is essential tremor, a movement disorder characterized by rhythmic involuntary shaking, which can occasionally present initially as isolated tongue tremor, typically occurring during voluntary movements like tongue and exhibited by stress and anxiety. You can see that is more of gelsemium. Coming into bluish black tongue. Bluish and black tongue. Before we already discussed the other remedy is plumbum met. For brain fog, from multiple sclerosis, memory loss, plumbum, especially in autism and ADHD cases. You can think of plumbum met. where patient cannot able to find out either this is B or this is D. While reading, they read it as ball, they read it as doll. B and D confusions, you can see letter confusions. In autism, ADHD cases, plumbum, almost all the plumbum metals works wonders there with indications. Bluish tongue, you can see plumbum due to that lead poisoning, right? The blue-black tongue in humans is typically due to hyperpigmentation, which results from increased melanin in the lingual mucosa. This condition can caused by various factors, including certain medications, chemotherapy, underlying medical conditions like Addison's disease. Even plumbum is a wonderful remedy for multiple sclerosis. For multiple sclerosis, it's a beautiful remedy, especially for this muscles doesn't obey their will. A lot of ataxia, sciatica, it works wonders if it is indicated there. Coming to the next remedy, mouth brown, tongue edges red. Single remedy sepia. Brownish tongue and with edges red. That is sepia there, right? Sepia is a beautiful remedy. Actually, for the female complaints, generally we think of female, very, very independent lady, indifference, apathy for everything. And sepia patients, aggravation from the cold milk. For them, milk is intolerable. They causes diarrhea. That is one of the key confirmatory to give sepia. And they love bathing. For hours together, sepia patients take bath. That is another key confirmatory to give sepia. Another beautiful confirmatory to give sepia is they have these butterfly-like eruptions, especially on the cheeks. Brownish discoloration on the cheeks, which is like butterfly-like eruptions you can see. That is sepia. And sepia patients, if they're involved in domestic affairs, they feel much better. Patient comes and says, doctor, now I have a lot of pain, but whenever I involved in some works of domestic affairs like kitchen work, I doesn't feel pain at all. But again, when my work is completed now, doctor, when I able to sit now, then all my complaint starts. Occupation amail and sadness over domestic affairs is also wonderful remedy for sepia there. Beautiful remedy sepia. It's a long huge remedy, but in depth this is understanding and confirmatory symptoms of sepia. Mouth caries, necrosis of tongue. Caries, necrosis of tongue. Arsenic, belladonna, conium, calibichromicum, mercur, merc protus rubers, and phosphorus there. Now, how you can differentiate these remedies? This is what my major aim, you people to understand that when you have such remedies in a one single rubric, we go into the state of confusion. Are to give arsenica? Are to give belladonna? What to be given now? How to confirm? Right? You need to understand the mathematical knowledge here. To give arsenic, restless and aggravation from the night, a lot of anxiety, hypochondriacal patient, and lot of burnings of arsenic. Belladonna, lot of congestion, past history of headaches, suddenness. Conium, bachelor's remedy with lot of vertigo. And one of the key confirmatory to prescribe conium is patient having earwax. That is key confirmatory and key concomitant for conium to prescribe there. And lot of sexuality. Kali bichromicum also have these symptoms. Kali, like alternating state with gastric complaints and asthmatic complaints. Kali like state. Mercur, mercur with lot of bloody stools, a lot of tenesmus you can see in this remedy. Tenesmus of stools with bloody stools. Phosphorus, we all know, a lot of sympathetic craves for icy cold drinks, ice creams, very tall, thin phosphorus, cannot able to tolerate the smoke of tobacco smell. Even the floors odor, phosphorus patient cannot able to tolerate. So this is confirmatory. This just picture you need to understand every remedy to prescribe. Try to concentrate on confirmatory symptoms or try to concentrate on the gist of the remedy from what the gist is. What and arsenic, soles are cracked. Understand, to almost all the arsenic patients which I prescribed, they have 100% soles are cracked. Heels are cracked is lycopodium. Single remedy from Fatak and Kentrapatri. Single remedy. Mouth coated valvularity tongue like benzoic acid and verolinum, right? So why this tongue is conducted? Due to canadensis, that is oral fungal infection, a lot of dry mouth, dehydration, tobacco. So almost all the medicinal point of view, it's same causes, same picture comes, right? And benzoic acid, as I said, urine very bad smell, especially in gout cases. Actually, recently I prescribed one case. A patient complains of gouty complaints, and uric acid is very high. Patient having joint pains, and he also have skin complaints. I prescribed urticaria urens. Urticaria urens. Now try to read that remedy. It has beautiful action in the gouty complaints and with urticaria like symptoms. Alternating with gout and skin complaints, urticaria urens, single remedy from Metromedica. Urticaria urens. And benzoic acid also have this gouty like symptoms. Uric acid diathesis, high level is benzoic acid. Verolinum is a beautiful remedy for backaches. Try to remember for backaches. Lot of, like, you have prescribed beriberi, you have prescribed rustox, you have prescribed kalikab, nothing is helping. You have prescribed the constitutional medicine, but backache never helps for the patient. Think of the remedy Verolinum from Fatak Metromedica. Next, mouth coolness of tongue collapse, carbovage. We all know lot of coldness, collapse, like veratrum, like camphire, and carbovage. These three remedies comes with coldness, collapse conditions. And from Fatak, one single remedy I'll tell you, never well sinks any particular disease. Any particular disease, patient is not at all responding, you can think of carbovage there. Actually, I read one beautiful documentary from P. Shankaran sir's book, that is Elements of Homeopathy, where he has beautifully used carbovage in the coma cases, in collapse cases with frequent repetition, and patient's vitality is gained in such a way that it is so beautiful to learn such cases. Carbovage works wonders. Why this coldness is due to some apnea and some heart conditions, you can see. Change in jaw alignment, dry mouth, enlarged tonsils. That could be the causes from the medicine point of view. Mouth, condolement of tongue, aurum, aurum mure nitratum. So almost all the aurums groups are there here. Lycopodium, manganum, Staphysagrina, and thuja. Right. So aurum I already discussed. A lot of suicidal tendencies. Right. And aurum murnate, I will tell you, aurum murnate is a wonderful remedy for uterine fibroids. For uterine fibroids. If you read Burnett's literature, Dr. Burnett's literature, he has cured n number of cases with aurum murnate as intercurrent with some of the constitutional medicines. And this you can read from Boric, I think, Burnett literature. He has just mentioned it's a beautiful gem for uterine fibroids, actually, aurum murnate. Lycopodium, we all know the desire for warm foods, warm sweets, heels are cracked, want of power, at the same time, lot of cowardness we can see in this remedy. It's very polycrust remedy, very polycrust remedy. Tongue of condylemata are genetical warts caused by certain type of virus, that is human papillomavirus, right? This could be one of the cause, or from the medicine point of view, you need to understand or you need to rule out this HPA virus test if you have this particular type of tongue. Mouth cracks, fissures, tongue center, meserium, nitric acid, raphanus, rustox, rusvenetum, synapis nigra, sulfur and syphilinum. Sulfur and syphilinum. So coming to meserium, it's a wonderful remedy for skin complaints with lot of thick scabs, like Viola odorata, Meserium for skin complaints with lot of thick scabs, whitish dandruffs. You can think of meserium there. Nitric acid, I already discussed. Ravenous advice is a wonderful remedy for post-operative gas complaints. For post-operative gas complaints, Ravenous sativa works wonders. Rustox, again, it's a wonderful polycrust remedy. We have done full session on Rustox, which was in our YouTube. You can go and watch there. But in a gist, I will tell you Rustox. Rustox, one of the most important is for joint complaints, that is osteoarthritis, amel by motion, aggravation in the rest. Now here you see amel by motion, we generally think of Rustox, right? There is other remedy comes very close with same modality. It has written that continued motion amel, the remedy is radium bromatum. Radium bromatum, like Rustox like symptoms in joint pains. And Rustox is a wonderful remedy for skin complaints. A lot of erysipelas, urticaria, reddish eruptions, eczema cases, especially skin complaints, where patients actually I did one case, that's why I remember the skin patient. The case history is that patient having some fungal infections which was previously there, but it is not much known actually. It is not much visible in the skin. But the patient started swimming every day morning as a habit for 6 to 7 months, and then patient noticed that the skin complaint is again coming up, and it is visibly very clearly. It was in the hands actually. Patient is under treatment and the appearance is completely reduced, like 50 to 60% was reduced with Rustox. Why Rustox? Wet, damp, wet weather aggravations. Rustox, single remedy for skin complaints. It has works wonders. Rusvenetum, it's a beautiful remedy from the same family for skin complaints. But Rusvenetum is amel from hot water. Amel from hot water. Hot water applications, any skin complaints, amel, think of Rusvenetum. Synapis nigra, lot of left nostrils blocked, especially in infants with respiratory complaints. Sulfur, it's a huge remedy, right? Syphilinum as well. Mouth creamy tongue like antimonium tot, antimonium crude, as I discussed. Indolum is one remedy, not much known about that. Mercur, nitrum pos, and pulsatilla, right? These remedies are very polycrust, and antimonium crudum for warts with whitish tongue, you can think of this remedy. And antimonium crudum is a wonderful remedy for lovesick. It comes very close to Nitromur igneous Staphylococcus, especially in lovesick. Lovesick. In Fartak, lovesick, two remedies from the rubric. One is antimonium crudum, other one is Tilia europea. Tilia europea. Pulsatilla, we all know, very yielding, sympathetic, weeping tendency, aggravation from cakes and pastries with stomach complaints there. Mouth dark blackish tongue, muriatic acid, we already discussed. Muriatic acid for hemorrhoids with bunch of grapes, look like sensation, and in the cancer of tongue as well. The mouth dark and blackish tongue is muriatic acid. And this is one thing I have mentioned. This, you see, this is the symptom from muriatic acid, useful in the later stages, that is last stage of dropsy from cirrhosis of liver. Cirrhosis of liver with lot of dropsy conditions, muriatic acid will help you, especially in the later stages. And one of the peculiar symptom of muriatic acid, I think we don't get such patients generally. Beer tastes like honey. That is muriatic acid. Very, very peculiar. Mouth dark, gangrenous like tongue, like bismuth. And bismuth is also a wonderful remedy for cancer of tongue. Sorry, cancer of stomach, like Kondurango. And solitude cannot bear in bismuth, like Lycopodium, Lilium tic, Stramonium, and Calicap there. Solitude cannot bear bismuth. And in case of cancer of tongue, with this blackish gangrenous tongue, you can think of this remedy, that is bismuth. Opium. Mouth dark, black, purple, blackish tongue is opium there. And how opium can be used here is, if patient has enuresis, these are some clinical tips which we have picked there for you. If patient has enuresis or other psychosomatic illness, after discharges from the hospital, opium works wonders. Opium works wonders. If when your well-selected remedy fails to act, think of this remedy, opium. Embolism of central artery of retina. For skin, for eye complaints, if there is embolism, especially in the retina, think of this remedy, opium. Paralytic atony of bowels after laparoscopy. After surgery operations, if there is paralytic atony of bowels, especially after laparoscopy, we can think of the remedy, opium. And fear extravagant, fear remaining for long years in a patient, you can think of the remedy, opium. So, hello everyone. This is one of a session we are coming up, that is kidney stones, like where your well selected remedy fails, how we can master this, expert in renal remedies. In CKD cases, we are going to discuss 4 remedies. Already registrations have been started: phosphorus, terebinthana, benzoic acid, and beriberi vulgaris. With the comparison of these remedies, full picture with constitutional prescription, with cases in CKD cases, how these remedies we can help, and we can help the patient with indications. This is what we are coming up. Those who are interested in joining this session, they can contact me. This is my number, and this is our YouTube channel. I will share the link here. Those who have not present in our WhatsApp groups, they can scan this and join our WhatsApp groups. And this is our YouTube channel. Like many members are asking, what is the YouTube channel? This is our YouTube channel. We have uploaded n number of videos with lot of clinical tips. you can go through our YouTube channel and scan this video. And if you are interested in joining this renal remedy practice with lot of success, with lot of mapping of remedies, how to be used, when to be used, and when this remedies comes into rescue, for more details, you can text to this WhatsApp number. And if you have any doubts, you can share in the chat box. We'll have a discussion. And please, everyone, please share your feedbacks in the chat box. How is the session and what you have learned? Your feedback is more mandatory for us for next going future sessions. Please, every one of you, I think around 50 members to 60 members have been joined. Please, every one of you, please share your feedbacks. Expecting more feedback so that we can move further with a lot of enthusiasm in a right way of teaching and reaching patients very well. So waiting for your feedbacks. Please, everyone, please share your feedbacks. Have spare for 1 minute and share your feedbacks. And if you have any doubts, you can have a text in the chat box. If you have any doubts, we'll have a discussion. Yes, we'll do more sessions on fevers. Actually, fever is a huge topic. Huge topic. Yes, thank you. We'll make and those who have not attended my previous sessions, you can scan or you can go to my YouTube, subscribe and share it. We have done a lot of remedies like Art of Understanding Metromedica, case takings, some rust talks, Staphysagria, Naxomica, understanding in depth about the remedies. Yeah, we'll upload this in YouTube as well very soon. Right? If you have any doubts and expecting more to share your feedbacks, we'll be waiting there. Please, everyone, please share your feedbacks. And you can share this scanner to your group friends in your college, juniors, friends, so that our community builds long. We have done a lot of free sessions which will be uploading each and every session. Understanding the basics is most important for us to go forward in applying it. Shall I end the session, or if you have any doubts, you can text there. We'll have a discussion, or shall I wrap up the session? Yes, like you can register, you can text me here for the remedies for the overall details. But one remedy is for 250 rupees, like phosphorus, terebinthina, benzoic acid, beriberi. Each remedy is 250, but overall we'll have a discount. You can text here to my number, so I can give you the details of this session. Yes, this session will be uploaded in the YouTube very soon. You need to subscribe our channel for the notifications and please share as well. Okay, I'm going to end the session. Is it fine? Yeah, yes. It's Bovista. Fine. It was a little confused with Borax and Bovista, and Bovista is wonderful remedy there for that. Thank you, doctor, for your feedback there. Okay, I'm going to end the session. Thank you, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, and please share the feedbacks in the comment box as well when this video is going to upload there. Thank you so much.